Today we're going to vectorize an image from the internet. So let's start by going to Google, and we're just going to type in the word clip art. You would normally be putting what you're looking for, but we're just going to do clip art. And then we're going to choose on images. The next thing we want to do is choose Tools, Size, Large. I like this little guy, he's cute. We'll right click, copy image. Now we're going to come to our Corel page and Control V to paste it. He looks black and white, but watch what happens when we try to trace him. If you do a quick trace, that's what he'll look like, so don't do a quick trace. And we'll trace him, choose clip art, because that gives us the most detailed for doing this type of converting. So we'll do clip art, and notice he does look funny. He's where we lose a lot of the details. We add the details back here, but if you notice, there's a lot of shading going on. So when we switch it to black and white, we lose the eye, it opens up, it looks funny, and that's not what we want. We want to try to do this as quickly and easily as possible. We can take this and recreate it by copying this eye over, etc., but we want to try to do this quickly. So let's cancel this. The next thing, if it doesn't work straight out of the copy just like that, the next thing you want to do is do an auto adjust. That'll usually make your blacks blacker and whites whiter, but if you notice, it didn't really make that much of a difference. It should have made this a little bit lighter. I'm going to press undo so you can see, and then redo. It's not enough of a difference. I'll do the trace bitmap so that you can see there's really not enough of a difference. Once I go to black and white, we lose the eyeball. So we don't want that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to bitmap. We're going to do image adjustment lab. We want to increase the brightness. We want to increase the highlights. And we want to increase the midtones. We should darken the shadows. We can increase the contrast a little bit, not too much or we start losing things. I'm going to decrease the shadows even more. Increase the brightness. Oh, that's too far. So as you can see, we can see more white here, and that's the hardest part right there, is to get the white there. So we're going to press OK. Now we have more white. So outline trace, clip art. When we switch to black and white, we keep the eyes. And now this is more of what we want. A circle like that is easy to make, but we can add the detail. The circle comes back. It may not be a full circle, so if you need a full circle, just recreate that. That's faster than duplicating eyes and such. And if you're going to be trying to make a virtual and you're going to need to show a color through this, you're going to want to remove the color from the entire image. That's the background color. So in other words, all of this, everywhere where you see those little boxes, all of that is transparent. If you don't remove that, that'll stay white. So if you're, say, printing on gold and you want to show the customer a sample of it printing on gold, it'll show that as white. So you may as well remove it now instead of going in and removing them one by one later. So press OK. And now we have the vector image of our panda bear. So we can keep it like that, or we can go in and fine tune it. I'm going to go ahead and make this circle. Follow the line that they already have, using the pieces that's there to make it easier for it to just stop my mouse right where I want it to be. And then now I pressed spacebar to go back to the pointer tool. I'm going to select those, and delete each time to get rid of all the little fuzzies. Although he is a panda bear, he probably should be fuzzy. And then we're going to make the outline a little bit wider. Probably 1 or 1.5. 1.5 looks good. Now he looks like a good panda bear, but when you're having to add vector lines and etc. to things, you're not going to want to leave this as an outline. So your best bet to do at this stage would be to press Object and then Convert Outline to Object. Now if you notice, the outline symbol shows none. This is actually an object. You can color it, and when you press the fill, it doesn't fill the panda bear. It fills the line that you made. If you look closely, the ears have a little bit of distortion to them. So what you want to do is select the shape tool or press F10, select all of it, and you can start by pressing Reduce Nodes. If nothing happens, you can come over here. It's got a little slider. You can move it to the right and it reduces the nodes. But you can see where the line is going, and we kind of want to keep that general shape, so you can only go about that far. We still have this little thing over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to select those two little pieces and we're going to press Delete. Now we'll select this node, bring that up a little bit to make his ear back to normal. And we'll do the same thing here. Since we know that it didn't really change the shape very much for the reduced nodes, we're just going to go straight to just removing this, and it's already in the shape we want. We can look through here, like see there's a little bump right here that we want to get rid of, and a little bump right here that we want to get rid of. All I'm doing is selecting them and deleting, selecting and deleting. And now we have a very printable panda bear.